Thanks for downloading this episode from Teachers Talk Radio. You can find the full schedule and listen back to all our shows at ttradio.org. Enjoy the podcast.
Hello.
Hello.
I was about to say good morning. It's not morning. It's evening.
Where are you?
I don't know. Yeah, in Europe. It's evening in Paris.
Not Australia or something.
No, I wish.
Yeah. So do I. Although I just watched a video today about the spiders, and I'm actually really glad that I'm not in Australia.
That's really good. I lived in Australia for a year. It was like that's actually my teaching story. Is that I got made redundant from like consulting company. It's like forget this. I'm leaving the country. I'll go as far away as possible. So I went to Australia. I worked as a TA in a school. I was like, yep, I would like to be a teacher. Yeah. But I hate spiders. Like I don't like them.
No, I can't do.
When I started living alone, had to be like a little bit braver. So my strategy is to just take pillows and like chuck them at them from afar.
Oh no, because then they scuttle away and you don't know where they went. That's the worst thing.
We scuttle out the door.
The only thing worse than a spider in my house is knowing that there's a spider in my house and not being able to see where it is.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
And it's always at like 3 a.m, right?
Mm-hmm.
Always. Yeah. Oh, I remember once there was something, I don't know what it was, and I heard it and it woke me up. It was pitch black. It was like 3 a.m. and I like chucked a pillow at it and it broke my light. It broke my bedside lamp.
Was it a spider though? Because it's worth it if it's a spider.
Flying. No, it was a fly. Oh, I can't even talk about it. I went on a school trip once to like it wasn't a zoo, but it was like an amusement park and like had animals and blah blah blah. And there was like an insect building. I don't remember what it was called.
Yeah.
Insect Kingdom, whatever. And I had my little group of 6 saying like, oh, this is the Insect Kingdom. And I was like, no, it's shut today. Sorry, guys.
Some kids can't go there, bye.
I don't mean to lie to the children, but I haven't. No, sorry, I don't get paid enough to walk in there. Sorry.
No.
Never happen. Like I've been on residentials and I've done like the 3G swing and all of that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. But I do not get paid enough to walk into an insect kingdom. I'm very sorry. Absolutely never gonna happen.
You know what? I can because if I know, like if they're behind glass and it's not like somebody went out handling it, I can handle it. If I don't like it, I'll have nightmares for a week and I feel like I need to peel my skin off and set it on fire. I can handle it.
Okay. Yeah.
When they're running free range spiders, I can't.
Excuse the reaction. No. The heebie-jeebies talking about it.
You would have hated this week. So I have spent. Okay, so I was on a call with my dad last night, and I was telling him what my weekend was. It was his birthday yesterday, so I called him, and I was like, "Oh, I've done this, and he was like, "So the whole it's your holiday, gonna sleep in, gonna not do any work and relax. That's not really your thing right now, is it?" And I was like, no. The sun is shining and I have so much work to do in my garden. And once it starts raining in this country in April, it's not going to stop for 6 weeks. So I have to get this stuff done now, right? So I've been in the garden for 3 days now. Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of things that live in gardens. And one of the main tasks, the main thing that I've been doing is demolishing the old garden shed and building a new one.
I bet there's some microhabitats in there.
Yeah. I was like, I'm going to do this myself. I'm going to rip it apart. I'm going to tear it with my bare hands. This is going to be like a rage room in my yard. This is going to be excellent. I've been looking forward to this for weeks. I got like 10 minutes in and was like, nope, because I lifted the felt stuff off the roof.
Oh, yeah.
There were like,
can't even imagine.
There were too many spiders because spiders, they're solitary animals, right? They're not supposed to. They don't. Once when they're not babies anymore, like they age up and then they disappear and they find their little territory. And I know a lot about them because I hate them so much. You know thine enemy. So
know thine enemy.
Yeah, so they're solitary and territorial. So I was looking at this and I was like, there are too many spiders. Like they're too close together. There's so many spiders in this garden, in this old shed, that they are disregarding their biological drives and the spider rules that they follow. They are so close to, there's so many of them. I was like, absolutely the hell not. And like half an hour after that, my mother-in-law just popped in, and I, on principle, hate people popping in, but I was like, oh, thank God you're here. I need your help. I need your help so badly. Please help me. And she like cleared out the whole thing and just like swept. It was the one time I was like, I don't care if you kill them, just fling them, just get them away from me, just get them out off this building so I can knock it down.
I can't.
And then my friend, our friend had to come over and like
run back in the house screaming. I'm not.
It was horrific. And he had to. Our friend was on spider killing duty. That was his one job. It was a 3-person job to demolish that shed, and one full occupation was killing spiders. It was grim.
Oh God, that person's super brave.
He's my favorite person right now. So that's been my holiday so far.
He's a hero. So I feel like well, Rogers from Twitter, our boss, has posted a picture which kind of probably looks like my face, and I feel like they're gonna publish this show. I'm gonna use screenshots. I just realized it's not very nice. This is not
Pretty
very
accurate
nice.
though. Yeah.
This is not nice.
That was my face all of Saturday. I was just like,
my face for the last 10 minutes. If there's anybody out there listening, and there's quite a few of you, so thank you very much, maybe you could post nicer comments for us.
Yeah, thanks, Rogers History. Thank you so much. Yeah, it was disgusting. But you know what I found? I found, as much as normally, I think this is why my dad was so shocked. And normally, when holidays hit, unless I'm traveling, I spend the first 72 hours in a semi comatose state.
Yeah.
And I don't really leave my bed. I just I'm fully devoted to vegetating.
Yeah.
And I just thought, I can't, if I actually relax, you know that feeling where it's like, if I sit down now, I'm never getting up again. I was like, if I don't tackle this right now, the rains will come.
Yeah.
And I will be so angry at myself. So
metaphorical rain will come.
Oh, all of the rain will come.
That's most days after school. I mean, not now because I am not teaching at the moment. I'm sorry to say, but yeah, most days after school. Like if I'm at school and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make this for dinner, I have to have the mindset, right, of getting home, walking into the kitchen, and just being like, make the food, make the food, make the food, cook dinner. Because if you don't have that mindset, and you walk in, you see the couch, I'm like, oh, bitch, Real Housewives came out today. That's my watching routine. Which Real Housewives city is on today?
At least you have a routine.
I'll just sit on the couch and watch that, and then I'll make dinner. That's never gonna happen.
No.
Never gonna happen.
So much takeaway happens that way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Talking about insects, I had a frog in my classroom once.
There are arachnids actually, and a frog is a reptile.
It's true. No, a frog is an amphibian.
Amphibian. You're right. I should know that. I had a stuffed frog when I was a kid, and its name was Fib Ian Frog, like Mr. Frog. But it was cute. Like I'd sign his name P, first initial, Ian, the name Frog, because what a loser I was.
Just question, like, everybody, you can be whatever you want, but why were you signing your frog's signature? I don't understand.
I don't remember. I feel like he drew, or I used to. I don't know. I was a weird kid. I can't remember. He had a whole backstory, and he sat on my desk at school. I don't know how I didn't. I think the only reason I didn't get relentlessly bullied at this age is because I was taller than everyone in the class.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, there was a frog where?
I had a frog in my classroom once.
In your classroom? Where was this? In Australia?
No. That's what I was saying, actually. When I moved to Australia, people were like, but Leanne, there's spiders there. I didn't see one spider.
Really?
Not one. No, not one. Loads of ants, like crazy amount. Like if you left like one little splodge of Nutella on the table the next morning, like loads.
Are they
of ants.
those tiny little sugar ants, or are they like the big fat
No,
juicy ones?
they were normal ants. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They
They don't bother me. I found an ant's nest in my room once as a kid. That was really disgusting.
Disgusting. Yeah.
They don't bother me.
Yeah.
It's really just spiders. It's just spiders. Ugh.
Just like any kind of insect. I don't discriminate. Fine. I like daddy long legs, so September is not my month.
Oh no, August and September are awful because everything that lives outside tries to invade your house.
Yes.
And I don't
rude.
like I know they were here first, but I live here now and I don't owe them reparations. So they need to stay outside. This is my home. I will kill you.
Yeah, it's rude. You live outside. You stay outside. We will not have problems with each other.
No.
You're not coming
unless you're in my shed, then we're gonna have a problem. Someone's gonna kill you and it's not gonna be me.
That is also mine.
Yeah. No.
It's just mine. Yeah, and right, so the frog, yeah. So first of all, it was a small classroom. And the school had a pond.
Oh.
It was a really nice pond area, really, really nice. I would say it was like, I don't know, 100 meters from the classroom.
Oh, okay.
It was quite
the distance.
It was quite the athletic frog.
I think they're cute.
Oh no, they're beautiful. You don't know when they're gonna bounce. Oh, no, I can't.
No, the bouncing shocks me. The sudden jumps. Yeah.
Nope, thank you. So anyway, my TA went, I think that's moving.
Which is a great thing to hear.
You know, like, because when it was year 6, I was like, you have to look brave in front of the kids, right? I remember like a bee came into my year 1 classroom once, and all the kids were like, ah! I was like, it was easier to be brave in front of 7-year-olds, but I think it's harder to fake brave in front of year 6 kids, 11-year-olds, right? Yeah. So I was like, oh, I was at the front, and thankfully it was like a bit further back. And I was like, oh, okay. In my head, I was like, be brave, Leanne, be brave. It's fine. Just don't move. It's fine. It's okay. My TA went, I think it's a frog. It's like, okay, it's fine, Leanne. It's okay. Stand still. It's fine. Just don't move. She went, and you talk about like the guy killing the spiders. My TA, she was amazing. Walked over to the frog, picked it up, and went back to the pond, and was like, "You're my hero." I love it. She wasn't in there. I don't know what I would have done. I would have been like,
see, I can do that. I just don't like it when they jump. I don't like things moving really suddenly. But I forgot this. So after everything I've just said about spiders, there are like 2 crowning achievements in my teaching life, and they both have something to do with spiders. They have nothing to do with like actual education. So one was I had a top set year 10 class at the time, and it was one of those days when like something's in the air and kids are just a little bit, and normally this class was really good, but they were just a little bit, and we were doing something, I have no idea what it was, but it was something maybe like revision before an assessment, something I was taking very seriously, even if no one else was. I was so determined to keep this lesson on track. And then someone lets out this little scream, and then someone's like, ah! And then it was it turns out it was a tiny little spider. It was probably like the size of a 10p coin, right? And it wasn't an ugly one, because there's spiders and then there's ugly spiders, and there's a difference. And it wasn't one of those. And I was just like, there's a spider on her desk, and I was like, I will not let this lesson be derailed. I will not. So I literally did not stop talking, walked over her desk, let it climb on my hand, and stood there saying whatever I was saying while it like climbed all over my hand. And then I finished. My heart was going the whole time. And I finished whatever I was saying, and then just like shook it out the window. And all the kids were sat there like absolutely shocked and silent. I think I earned so much respect that day. But I was like, you will not. You 8-legged freak. You will not ruin this hour. It's not gonna happen. We're getting through it. And then the second time, this was literally, I was staving off a panic attack, but it was the only way to like prevent the someone setting fire to the building. I was in the drama studio, which was in a, you know, those old huts, those like they're meant to be temporary classrooms, but they stay for 30 years because no one has money.
Yeah.
So the drama studio, it was a black box, was in one of those.
I had one of
And
those.
so, so it's all like, it's dark in there.
Yes.
And all the kids are sitting in a circle on the floor, and I'm explaining something. This is near the start of the lesson. And one of the kids looks up and is like, oh my God. And I was like, oh no. And then they all start looking up and going, oh my God. and I looked up finally, and what it was is it must have been an egg sac that had just released its contents. And it must have been a big spider, because the babies were not, you know, some babies are teeny tiny. These were not teeny tiny, but they were tiny enough to be babies, and they're all running together, and they were starting to like, or were they just falling on kids? I don't know. Anyway, I was just like, okay, guys, can we please stand up really quietly, line up, and then just walk out the door and just line up out on the outside of the building, please? I'm just going to see if we can find a spare classroom. And I was just like, I'm going to scream. If one of those things falls on me, I'm actually going to scream. But we got outside and everyone was just like shaking off, but I didn't lose it. I didn't lose it.
That's very
and also it was a year 8 drama lesson. So like, whatever. But that was one of my more horrifying life moments, genuinely.
I would have died. I actually, this is how like traumatic this was for me. It wasn't actually traumatic. I just remember I was doing my music GCSE theory exam. We sat in a hut, in a hut, like you said, in a hut. And I saw this like spider web, like dangling, like right in front of me. There's a spider on it. I was like,
oh no,
there's a spider. And then the teacher came over and was like, took it away. I was like, okay.
Which is exactly what you need, just to keep you on your toes.
Can you imagine? Yeah, in the middle of GCSE exams, blimmin' spider was like.
But you know what? I feel like it's nice to know that like our phobias don't completely control us, because if we have to just swallow it and keep going, we can.
As a child, it did.
Yeah, it's true.
As an adult, and because I lived alone, like I had to find a coping mechanism. Fucking pillows seems to work. So,
but you could have tanked the whole GCSE in that moment, and you didn't.
Hi, secondary school teachers. We're Apps for Good, and we give schools like yours free introductory computing courses. Our courses are for everyone, including those who aren't computing teachers, and they're fully equipped with resources mapped to the UK computing curriculums. Independent learning is central to our courses. Your students will develop essential and digital skills by working in teams to create prototype apps. We'll even connect you with industry volunteers to give real-world feedback. Let's empower every young person you teach to shape their future with technology. Speak to us at www.appsforgood.org.
Did you know that every year, half of disadvantaged children who are top attainers at primary school don't go on to achieve top GCSE maths results? At Axiom Maths, we exist to change that. Our fully funded program helps schools nurture young mathematicians through weekly face-to-face maths circles, where pupils tackle challenging and exciting problems outside the national curriculum. With just under £3,000 annual funding, expert training and quality resources, we give schools everything they need to inspire the next generation of mathematical thinkers. Want to make a difference? Visit axiommaths.com today and join over 400 schools delivering maths circles across the UK.
Meet 2025 BET Award winner Kialo EDU, the 100% free tool for thoughtful, inclusive classroom discussion. On Kialo, students contribute instantly and simultaneously to create an interactive map of a discussion, deepening their subject knowledge and enhancing their critical thinking skills. Set tasks, track participation, and provide personalised feedback in just a few clicks. And since it's compatible with all your favourite LMS platforms, it slots seamlessly into your existing workflow. Over 1 million educators and students are already using Kialo to make the world a more thoughtful place. Join them today at kialo-edu.com.
This show is brought to you in partnership with John Catt Educational, publishers of professional development books and resources that support great teaching and learning in schools around the world. Don't miss out. Level up your professional development today and visit johncattbookshop.com to explore the full range of titles. Use the code JCTTR2425 for 20% off your order. Happy reading.
Didn't. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's true. I persevered.
You did.
Yeah.
I could have given 30 screaming your kids, and it didn't. So,
Say that again. Wait, sorry, we lost you for a sec. Well, I lost you.
Oh,
Yeah.
am I back?
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
I said I could have given in to 30 screaming your eights, but we're better than that.
We are, yes. We will not be defeated by animals. I actually, in one of my schools, it was science week, and the science lead, who's my friend, got in like an insect. You know, you get these people that like come to schools and bring in animals that
Like touch the snake kind of thing.
oh,
Yeah.
good lord. Yeah, stuff like that.
Mhm.
But it was like insects. I can't even talk about it. It gives me the heebie-jeebies even talking about it. And I was like, her name was Sharon. She's Scottish. I was like, Sharon, I cannot be in the classroom. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it when they bring these insects in. She's like, that's okay, Leah. It's okay. So she went in my classroom and I went in hers. I was like, sorry, I cannot do it. It is not a teacher's standard. I do not have to do it.
But you know what I would have done? I would have sat on a desk, like
Nope.
I would have sat high, like with nothing touching me, and I would have
Yeah, I know.
watched every single one of
much.
them because I don't want anything touching me. I want to be
No.
off the floor, but I want to see if one of them gets out.
You
I
wanna
need
what
to know
gets
where it
left
goes.
behind. Oh god.
Mm-mm,
No,
mm-mm.
I don't even want to see it. That's different because it's like they bring them in, they're gonna take them back, right?
Yeah, unless they escape, and then they're in your desk drawer when you least expect it.
Oh my god.
Reach for your candy stash, and there's
Oh,
tarantulas. I don't know.
I can't. I was like, I'm sorry, I cannot be in the classroom. I can't. Cannot do it. I don't even want to see them. And I like, if I had to be in there, I would have done what you did. I would have like sat on a table, like by the ceiling.
But not too close to the ceiling. Stuff comes down.
Yeah, oh god. Stuff comes down and some insects fly.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that was a whole show.
The
Animals
horrors
in
of bugs. Yeah.
Have you had, if you're listening and you've had an animal in your classroom, you can write it in the comments and we will discuss which animal. My old school had bunnies. Bunnies are cute. Although
bunnies are
they weren't so cute when my year sixes were sitting in a circle and the bunnies mounted each other.
Oh, that's a learning, that's a teachable moment.
It's the late show. I feel like we could talk about that kind of stuff.
But it's the early late show now.
That's true. Sorry, guys. It's the early.
Is this pre-watershed? I don't know.
I don't know. Roger's history. Can we talk about that kind of stuff on TTR?
Bunnies mounting each other in a classroom.
Yeah, but they mounted each other and they started moving.
Oh.
Yeah, there was another year six teacher who was a little bit like quite a bit prim and proper, you know. And as they started doing it, she walked in, and I was like, as they started doing it, she walked in. Just like disapproving look on her face, and I was like,
okay, this is actually PSHE now. All right,
yes,
kids.
Sex ed. This is sex ed. I'm doing a demonstration.
Oh my God. My last school had rabbits for a while, and the first time I picked one up, it peed all over me. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, I didn't like picking them up. I like stroking them, but I felt like I picked them up and it was like a bit hollow inside. I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna break them.
You thought the rabbit was hollow inside?
Yeah, because like you pick them up and they're like, I don't know. There's like not much there to pick up. It like you pick it up and it's like, I don't know. Don't know.
Like it's all fluff?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense than it being hollow inside, Leanne.
I'm really good with animals. I do children, not animals. I'm sorry. I like stroking fluffy dogs that don't bark and don't bite me. But
That's fair.
yeah.
Wow. I'm trying to think of a segue so we can get away from
Bugs.
rabbit intercourse and onto the actual topic of
What do you mean? That's what the show's meant to be about. No?
I didn't advertise anything about rabbits
Okay.
attempting to breed.
Animals in the classroom. Have you had
That there's definitely a show there though.
Yeah, 100%. If you've had animals in your classroom, please let me know in the comments. Thank you for listening. There's quite a few people listening, so thank you very much for listening to our antics about animals.
24 minutes and 24
First
seconds.
part of the show is like, how was your week going on? How's teaching? So yeah. Welcome to the banter section of the show.
Spiders and bunnies.
We shall now begin the show. So we were like, what do we talk about, right?
Yeah, but technically I have talked about my holiday, just not like
We did.
ish.
Yeah. Our next poll should be like if an animal came into your classroom, would you be brave or not be brave? That's my segue. It's my segue into the show because we put a poll on X and lots of people responded. It's very exciting. So we were thinking it's like some people are on holiday, some people aren't, but if you're not, I assume like next week is your Easter holiday. So there's been talk before of taking away the half terms and adding it onto the summer holidays. So I think if I'm not mistaken, in America there's no half terms actually, and in Scotland it's the same. There's
but there's different, but it's weird. So Canadian and most Canadian provinces and most American states have a similar system to each other. Right. So there's a long Christmas. Christmas isn't different from here, really. It's pretty much the same. They don't get a big Easter holiday. They get just like Good Friday and Easter Monday off. Oh, yeah. But then there's a week in March, like March break or spring break or whatever. And then like that's kind of it. And then there are just, statutory holidays and the occasional thing, whatever school board decides to do, whatever your district decides to do or the school decides to do. But then they finish in May or June. So
yeah.
I guess that's the payoff. Like that's the difference. Would you sacrifice the half terms to finish in May or June?
Yeah. No, I mean, I wouldn't.
No, because I wouldn't either.
Like my thing is that, and I don't think people realize this, that people that don't teach, being on holiday for 6 weeks is expensive. It's not cheap. Like, I mean, you can't sit and do nothing for 6 weeks. Like, you would go insane. You have to do things. You've got to go out. You have to see friends. You have to go on holiday. We don't have to, but you go on holiday. You go see friends. So, making it longer is it's expensive.
And people with kids, I think they're called parents. Parents, they often struggle in summer. I speak English because childcare is so expensive, and they have to fork out this massive chunk.
Yeah, it's expensive.
So I can't. I mean, unless we wanted to do something, more systemic about childcare costs in this country, and support for those parents who are already suffering in the summer holidays. Because I saw this is a while ago now, but it still enrages me every time I think about it. So saw this rage bait article somewhere. Parents complaining, obviously a parent about how childcare costs are so expensive in the summer, and the last thing that should happen is extend the summer holidays. Like I think it was last year at some point when the debate reared its head again about whether we should take a week or two off summer, like cut it to 4 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks, and then extend the half terms basically. And one of these parents was like, absolutely not. It's too long of a time in the summer to pay for childcare. Basically, her only argument, and the thing is, I understand where she's coming from, and we do have a problem with childcare in this country and support for parents. It's an absolute joke. But her argument was summer holidays should be shorter because kids are expensive and childcare is expensive. And it's like, lady, you had a 6-week summer holiday when you were a kid, and you knew what it was when you had a kid. So do one, frankly. Don't come for my summer holiday because you're having to tighten your belt. I really don't care.
I'm not sure.
I do care. I just don't, like, if that's your only argument, then don't.
Yeah.
But I get it. It's expensive, and it is something to consider, but I still wouldn't, even if you ignore that, right? Even if you were like, okay, right, we're going to find some way of making sure flights aren't extortionate during holidays, and we're going to make sure parents can afford to put their kids in appropriate childcare, and we're going to make sure we can function as a civilized society. We're going to do that.
Yes.
I still wouldn't want the North American school term dates. I still wouldn't want that.
No, me neither.
Because
it's too much.
It's too much. Like, I can't. You'd have to make so many other changes to make this school system and to make teaching in this country less exhausting.
Yeah.
So that you didn't need those half terms because you just.
Yeah.
I was thinking the other day, right? Like, when I was youthful in my 20s, I would spend like a half term or a holiday where I stayed at home, like I stayed in London, was an anomaly. I was always somewhere. I was always in a different country exploring because I didn't know how long I was going to be here. I was like, I'm going to see all of Europe, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And I did. Or I went home for the longer holidays. But now, money aside, I need to sleep.
Yes. You need to just lie in bed and do nothing for a couple of days. But even I think also, like, with half term, if you're not in a lot of private schools, it's 2 weeks, right? And I always think, actually, with half term, like, you work 6 weeks, sometimes it's 8 weeks. It's exhausting, and then you still have to prepare for the next half term. So sometimes I think you need a week to recover and a week to prepare for the next half term, because you're so exhausted by the last week. And I always think in my head, I'm like, I'll do all my medium-term planning for the next half term in my PPA in the last week. I'm so exhausted by that point. You just sit in the staff room and you're like, I'll just
stare at the ceiling.
Like, I'll print some display banners. Yeah, so I'm good. Because you're done by then. And like 6 weeks is one thing. In summer, it's 8 weeks sometimes. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's a good idea, and it seems like most of X agree that it's a bad idea, because we asked, where do you stand on the half-term debate? Keep half-terms or add them to the summer? And so how many people? 95 votes. 96% said keep the half-terms. I don't know who the 4% are, but if you're listening, can you type
Explain yourself?
Explain yourself. Would love to discuss
Defend your position. It's crazy. That's crazy.
What are you doing? Maybe it's the education secretary voting on our poll. What's her name? Gillian Keegan, right? Maybe it's her.
Yeah.
No, probably not.
Yeah. filled in. I'm trying to remember like what it was actually called. Sorry, my brain's just gone. Filled in some consultation. I can't remember what it was actually called. Some government consultation thing today.
Yeah.
About like school accountability, I think the focus
Mhm.
was.
Yeah.
I'm sure if you Google it, like just search it up, it'll show up. But do you know you're supposed to take those things really seriously.
The documents.
Yeah, like consultation documents. Obviously, they're going to ignore stuff and they're going to do whatever they want anyway. But
Yeah.
I feel like, it's your civic duty to take that stuff seriously and actually give it some thought and whatever.
Mhm. Yeah.
Really explain your position. Not spend hours on it, but like just do your best. I did
Yeah.
not do my best. There was nothing about that form that was my best. It was a lot of complaining about
Mhm.
everything. And one of the things that I kept putting down was about the holidays and the time and the every time it was like, explain your answer, and I was like, well, this is never going to work because of this, and teachers don't have enough time because of that, and schools don't have any money because of this, and this is all really nice, but unless you're going to fix the bigger problems and make people less exhausted and give schools more resources, like your cute little ideas aren't going to matter. Like it was bad. It was bad. 'Cause I was thinking, yeah, I was thinking about just my life and the lives of everyone I know, and it all just kind of came out in that form. It was not good. It was not good.
I think
So yeah, well, is anyone from the government or Ofsted listening to this? I hope not.
Yeah, please don't change the holidays.
Yeah.
I think I just think you need half term. I don't know how they do it in America.
Yeah.
My friend in Scotland as well, like she doesn't really get half terms. If there are any like teachers in Scotland that are listening, please comment, let us know like how'd you get on. I just feel like it would be never ending. Like can you imagine? I mean, at the shortest you'd have 12 weeks, like 12 weeks straight.
No, I can't. I can't. Like, okay, so I have two questions about that. One, are they allowed to book any time off during term time? Because
no.
Right, okay. So that's messed up. And I almost swore just now about how messed up that is.
Yeah.
Because one of the things about like the trade-off, right, is that we have all this quote unquote holiday time, but we have no say in when it is, right? So we have lots of time when we're not in work, but we have no say over the dates. So that it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
But if you're in Scotland and you're not getting all that, like what if you actually want to do something or go somewhere, or like you can't book a long weekend somewhere in October or November? That's a pile of
I know.
That's offensive.
Yeah.
Secondly,
rude.
Just rude.
Rude.
Do not dictate that I cannot book any holiday for 3 months of my life. Get
crazy, right?
The second thing, people who have normal jobs who are listening to this, or people who have normal jobs aren't listening to this, but hypothetically, if they were, they'd be saying, you have to go 12 weeks of work before you get a holiday. That's what working is, you lazy, whatever. Okay, cool. So tell me what time you get up in the morning. Tell me what time you finish work. Tell me what time you go home. Tell me what time you finish work again at night to do all the work you couldn't do during the day because you're doing your job. And now you have to prepare for your job tomorrow and mark all the job that you did today at home.
Yeah.
Tell me how much time spent on a Sunday doing your job while not at your job, because you have to do your job to do your job to do your job again 3 times in a 24-hour period. Tell me about that, and then tell me how you can do that for 12 weeks. So I don't understand how Scotland functions.
I agree with you. It's like what in what job is it that you have to do work to do the job, and then after you do the job you have more work to do?
Yeah.
Like I was looking on X actually when we put the poll out, and there was a teacher who posted. I should have saved it because I was just like, this is really sad. And she was like, a lovely Sunday, marking essays. My husband's made me a flat white. If you're listening and this is you, please message in, because I was just a bit like, It's not a lovely Sunday. But anyway, giving each student a chocolate bar as I mark their essays while my lovely husband's bringing me a flat white. I was like, that's not a lovely Sunday. That's really sad. It's really like, it's sad. And also, you forgot one thing. And I was talking to my boyfriend about this, right? I was like, do you ever have downtime during the day where you can just be like, real reaction? What's downtime? I was like, just like stare out the window or go to the pool, whatever, go get a drink, whatever. And he was like, yeah, sometimes. I was like, oh, that's nice. So never mind like working on the weekends, doing the work to do the work, then doing more work. You don't even get downtime during the day.
No, literally no.
I don't know high school, but especially primary, because you're teaching like English, then maths, then science, then art, then PSHE, and then you walk to the hall and do a PE lesson. Oh, please, honestly. There is never downtime, but not even like, like sometimes you do get time sometimes to go sit in the staff room and eat your lunch, but it's not downtime for your brain. That's the issue, right? Yeah. It's not brain downtime. So never mind that you're physically exhausted. By the end of 6 weeks, 6 weeks is doable, right? It's fine. Sometimes it's 8 weeks. Sometimes it's 7 weeks. Okay, 7-8 weeks.
That's
your brain is exhausted. Like I think I remember I took like a dirty cereal bowl to the bathroom once. Like it's so hard to explain to people that don't teach, but that brain exhaustion, I don't think there's anything like it, because you are constantly thinking. And in the when I was like higher up the school, it's more because the content is you get higher up. Even in primary, like year 6, I was teaching year 6, had a difficult year 6 class. And I remember I was teaching maths and I kept having to turn around to like manage behavior. And I'd get back to the board and I'd be like, where was I? What am I doing? I don't know where I am in the calculations. It's like you're fixing behavior, you're teaching a maths lesson, you're thinking about the lesson after lunch, and what I have to prepare. Like the amount of brain usage is exhausting.
Yeah, and parents should understand this. And Matt, like, what is it like to have mommy at you for however many hours a day? Now 30 kids in a room going, miss.
Yeah.
You don't need to imagine.
No, I don't like I don't like the miss, fine, whatever, but like this. Miss.
Oh God, I couldn't. Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
No,
don't touch
like
me.
it. I don't like, give me a hug, whatever. I'll shake your hand, but the patting, we don't like the patting. Oh, don't.
I can't stand any sort of like sudden tapping or poking or patting. Any sort of like unexpected quick staccato.
Don't staccato me.
I can't.
When
I can't handle it.
Other professions, I'm like, this is what it is. Yes. And my tactic when I'm busy or talking to another kid is to do this. Miss. Some kids are smart and they go round. I'm like, miss. No, go away.
And see, I try to do like when my dog is barking or whining and we want him to stop, you don't respond. You just like you drop your hands and you look away, and he realizes really quickly to stop making that noise. But the kids, they're so much more persistent, and they're not dogs, to be fair, I guess. But also, I can't think when there's that noise happening. I can't the sounds, and the sounds. It's just it's constant. It's
like, they talk about children like now with like, because they have sensory problems. Problems. So I don't know. Here's headphones, whatever. The sensory overload that I felt recently, not when I first started teaching, because I don't like, behavior has changed for sure. This is my 11th year, and 100% behavior has changed. But like the sensory overload that I felt recently in my classroom is beyond anything I've ever felt before.
Yeah. Last year, it brought me to tears.
Yeah.
Like literally to tears. Not even like I cry a lot. I cry when I'm sad. I cry when I'm frustrated. I cry when I'm angry. I'm a crier.
Yeah.
But it wasn't because of those emotions. It was just purely like
It's
I
overload.
couldn't take it anymore. it was the sense that
Yeah.
it's too much. It was just too much. This year's
Um,
better. I think my classes are a little bit less
Yeah, I just think it's like
noisy in that sense.
it's like human body overload. Like if it was a video game from the 80s, you'd have me like the bar, you know, like
Yeah.
body overloaded. Go to a quiet room in the game.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
On that note, we do have amazing sponsors for our show. And seeing as we also have really amazing listeners, thank you for listening in. We'll tell you about our sponsors. So our first sponsor is Kialo. They're a BET award-winning, 100% free tool for thoughtful, inclusive classroom discussion. Your students can instantly and simultaneously create an interactive map of discussion, deepening their subject knowledge and enhancing their critical thinking skills. Over 1 million educators and students are using Kialo to make the world a more thoughtful place. Join them today at kialo-edu.com. We also have John Catt, who have been with us for a long time and have amazing educational publishers of professional development books and resources that support great teaching and learning in schools around the world. You can level up your professional development today and visit johncattbookshop.com to explore the full range of titles. We also have a 20% discount code, which is JCTTR2425. So please visit both websites. Maybe they will have books and discussions about teacher overload.
I thought you were going to say teacher holidays, and I was like, no, they won't. But overload, that's a little more.
Yeah. But I like, no, thank you. We need half terms. There's I'm not sure if this person is listening, but someone commented, Vic Goddard, because we asked people to like elaborate on your choice because loads of people voted on the polls. It's like
I saw this,
yeah. Vic Goddard was like, I'm not sure there's much of a debate. Well,
no.
The numbers agree with you, Vic. So
yeah,
thank
fair
you
enough.
for commenting. It wasn't 100%. I mean, it was a landslide, but like 3.5 people would like to have a longer summer. Go to America.
yeah. Bye.
Or Scotland.
They need teachers.
Go
Or
to
Scotland. Scotland's a little bit closer. Canada needs teachers, apparently.
Is it?
They didn't 15 years ago, which is why I'm here. But okay. There was an ad popped up on some social media thing from some like Canadian teacher, like I don't know if it was a recruitment agency or like immigration advice. I have no idea. I didn't click the link, but it was like, how much more could you be earning as a teacher in Canada? And it was all like red and white and maple leafs, and I was like, am I desperate enough to consider that? I don't know.
Hi secondary school teachers, we're Apps for Good, and we give schools like yours free introductory computing courses. Our courses are for everyone, including those who aren't computing teachers, and they're fully equipped with resources mapped to the UK computing curriculums. Independent learning is central to our courses. Your students will develop essential and digital skills by working in teams to create prototype apps. We'll even connect you with industry volunteers to give real-world feedback. Let's empower every young person you teach to shape their future with technology. Speak to us at www.appsforgood.org.
Did you know that every year, half of disadvantaged children who are top attainers at primary school don't go on to achieve top GCSE maths results? At Axiom Maths, we exist to change that. Our fully funded program helps schools nurture young mathematicians through weekly face-to-face maths circles, where pupils tackle challenging and exciting problems outside the national curriculum. With just under £3,000 annual funding, expert training and quality resources, we give schools everything they need to inspire the next generation of mathematical thinkers. Want to make a difference? Visit axiommaths.com today and join over 400 schools delivering maths circles across the UK.
Meet 2025 BET Award winner Kialo EDU, the 100% free tool for thoughtful, inclusive classroom discussion. On Kialo, students contribute instantly and simultaneously to create an interactive map of a discussion, deepening their subject knowledge and enhancing their critical thinking skills. Set tasks, track participation, and provide personalized feedback in just a few clicks. And since it's compatible with all your favorite LMS platforms, it slots seamlessly into your existing workflow. Over 1 million educators and students are already using Kialo to make the world a more thoughtful place. Join them today at kialo-edu.com.
This show is brought to you in partnership with John Catt Educational, publishers of professional development books and resources that support great teaching and learning in schools around the world. Don't miss out. Level up your professional development today and visit johncattbookshop.com to explore the full range of titles. Use the code JCTTR2425 for 20% off your order. Happy reading.
But now the answer is no, because apart from not wanting to uproot my entire existence here, I don't want to give up half terms. So I don't want to go there. No.
I really don't know how they do it. I feel like I think there are American hosts on TTR. We'd love to know, like, other hosts, or if there's any American teachers listening. How do you do it? But maybe because they don't know any different, that's what they do. Whereas for us, it's like, okay, when I do my medium-term planning, I have to find 6 ways, 6 weeks of English planning, and then I'm done. That's it. Great. Good. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
I had once, I was once in a school where we had like a 9-week autumn too. Just like, I don't even know how to plan for it. I had to plan for it in like batches of 5 and 4 because it was too much otherwise.
Yeah, you just split it up, don't you?
Yeah. Even 9 weeks with the kids is like, oh my god.
But could you have a 4-week something at the beginning?
Yeah.
And then let's be real, it would be less than that because the last week is a joke. Nothing happens.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Sorry, it is. Not in every school, but in most schools. And then couldn't you, like, in the middle, just have 1 week where it was just nap time?
Nap time.
Like 9 a.m. nap time.
Hey, no joke, but I
10 a.m.
worked in Australia before I came to work in England as a teacher in reception. It was 4 and 5-year-olds. After lunch, we put out plastic beds, and they would sleep for like
plastic
for like an hour. They're like big plastic beds. It's like a plastic frame and like a netting in the middle. They stack up.
Okay.
After lunch, we would put beds out. This is reception age.
Wait. So Australia doesn't have cushions?
No, it was just like a bedroom for the classroom. It was like a classroom.
Okay.
Bed. Yeah, like a nap time bed. Yeah.
Okay.
So after lunch, we would put out all the beds, like 30 beds, and the kids would sleep for like an hour and a half. Turn the lights off, put some music on. We'd like rub their backs. They'd be out for an hour and a half sometimes. Out. Reception, same age as English reception. It's exactly the same age. Yeah.
So, and that doesn't happen here at all?
No. In reception? No. God, no. Never. The reception curriculum is enormous. There's so much to cover. No. And I bet if we did do it, most of the class would be asleep.
Yeah.
Like, majority of the kids were out. I remember there was one kid, this is a long time ago, it was like 11 years ago. There was this one kid, so he'd be 15 now. And we were like, who's going to wake him up? No, thank you. And no, I don't want to, because you could not wake him up. Like, he was dead to the world. He was just gone, like, so fast asleep. You'd have to be like, come on, Sasson, wake up. Like, wake up, come on. I couldn't wake him up. I think some afternoons we just left him to sleep till the end of the day. You could not wake him up. He was, like, gone.
Okay, would a bucket of cold water be inhumane?
Yeah, probably.
Oh.
I don't think you're.
I'm just saying, you can always wake people up. Like, people can always be woken up.
There are ways. I'm just not sure they're ethically correct for 4-year-olds. Maybe like a wet
4-year-olds.
A wet
When I was okay, wait. So these kids are 4.
4 and 5.
So
yeah.
when I was, so this is the early 90s now. So again, probably totally irrelevant and it's different now. But when I was 4 years old, in preschool or whatever it was called in Canada, we had nap time. We absolutely had nap time. So maybe it's changed. I don't know. But if everyone else is doing this,
Maybe in America there's nap time. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's just so
I remember
much.
sometimes refusing to nap and like causing chaos because I wasn't actually ready for that.
Now you're like, when can I nap?
I know.
Can I have a nap after lunch under my desk? Just leave me alone for 20 minutes.
Oh boy. Someone fell asleep in the staff room recently, like full on snoring.
I'm not surprised. What was it, like math? Was it a math teacher? It was, wasn't
it? No, it wasn't. But they just like, it's why you don't lie down. You don't ever. I know those long, like those rows of seats can be really tempting, but just can't trust it.
I've never fallen asleep at school, but I do remember one time, I think it was in my first school, I was so exhausted. I was standing in a PE lesson and I could just feel myself falling asleep. It was terrible. I've never had that before. Like, I've been tired at school, but never to the point of standing there being like this. There's not a screen.
I've taken a blanket from somewhere and gone either. So upstairs in a different drama studio from Spiderland, a different one now. Upstairs, there's this mezzanine thing where their like costumes and stuff are kept. It was so dusty and disgusting, but you could hide. So I've slept there, and I've also slept. This is all my last school, and I've also slept in when my English classroom was in half of one of those huts. There was a storage room in the middle. That no one ever went into, that kind of linked the 2 classrooms. I've slept in there, but I wasn't the only one. Like people, this was like 13 years ago when we were at the pub 3 times a week. I don't know how I functioned.
You were at the pub during the day?
No, in the evening, like after work. It was like at least 3 times a week, like work days. Yeah,
nice.
Oh, it was while it lasted, and then teaching got harder, and I got older, and people got more boring, and
that's true. My school
now
actually was quite nice for that. Like on a Friday at the end of each term, we would go down to the Harvester or like local pub. That was nice.
Yeah,
it's important. You need a bit of banter, staff room banter.
Yeah, but it's really nice until you've had way too much wine, and then you have to sleep in a cupboard at work the next day during your free period. So
never slept in a cupboard.
Yeah.
So you got through it. That's why you need and this brings us back to our topic of half term. Coming back to our topic, our show topic, you need half term. There's a lot of listeners out there. If you didn't vote in our poll, we have a few minutes left of our show. Let us know in the comments section. Do you need half term? Maybe you work abroad and you don't have half term. How do you feel about it?
How do you function?
Would you like our half term? We'll send it to you.
No, we won't.
Function. No, we won't. No sharing half terms. You can have my new account, but you cannot have my half term.
No, mine.
Yeah, it's a tough one to take away. Like, I don't understand why people would want that, or why government, anyone to suggest it. Just let teachers work for 12 weeks on the trot. Oh my goodness, can you imagine? Imagine.
I don't know. And my sister who's 16 and she's at school in Canada.
Mhm.
And so obviously this is from a student point of view. I've asked her before. I was like, how do you get through? How do you get through September through December? Like, how do you do it? And she said something like her school, but her school's a little different. It's a Catholic school, so it's a different school board from the rest of the city. And they've got some system where they have like, they've broken that huge term into like 2 smaller ones. But I don't think there's a break in, maybe there's like an inset day for the staff. They call it something else, but something in the middle to break it up. But it's certainly not a week half term, but there's some like dividing thing. So in terms of like schemes of work and stuff, it is very, very similar actually to our timeline here, but they don't have that week off, week or 2 in a lot of cases off in the middle. And she was just like, yeah, people get to Christmas and they're really tired.
Yeah.
Like, and you don't, and she wouldn't know anything
don't know any
different. She thinks it's weird. Yeah. She thinks it's weird that we get all that time off, but I guess it's just what you're used to, but I couldn't, having this system now, I couldn't go back to
no, there's
not
no
having it.
Yeah. And I don't think behavior is any different. So it's not any less tiring.
No.
And like in America, there's not that many bank holidays either. So it's not even like there's a lot of public holidays.
Yeah.
It's like, it is what you're used to, and
yeah, I guess so. Well, clearly no one except like 3.5 people want an North American
exactly.
Love
to know who those people
schedule.
were. I'd love to know who they were, the people that voted that way.
I don't think we'd get along.
No, I don't think so. If they're listening to the show, well, welcome to TTR shows, but why? Why?
It's okay. Share your opinions. I like to fight. We're good.
Yeah, share your opinions. As long as you're not a spider, we will converse with you.
No.
No. That was a good way to like make full circle on the show, you know. We shall discuss with you if you work in education, maybe if you don't, but not if you're a spider. No, thank you. You stay outside. Thank you very much.
Well done, Leanne. Good job.
Thank you. Yeah. I think I'm like good at bringing, full circle, guys. Full circle. So I guess, if you are on Easter holidays, enjoy. Relax. Definitely enjoy. Are you away for the Easter holidays?
Going to Riga for a few days, just because we've never been.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. Why not go to Latvia over Easter?
Yeah. Hopefully the weather's better than England.
No. It's nicer here. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll enjoy the holiday while we have it, because who knows what crazy ideas the government will come up with next.
Yeah, who knows what's coming next in education.
Yeah.
Whatever comes next, we will be sure to discuss it on the Monday late show.
One late.
Not PG.
All right. Well, enjoy your Easter or your Monday, whatever it is.
Thank you.
We will
Thanks for listening.
meet again soon.
See you soon. Bye.
You've been listening to Teachers Talk Radio. Tune in live and listen back at ttradio.org. We look forward to hearing from you next time on Teachers Talk Radio.